That arch has gone into place.
You've spotted a problem, haven't you?
There is a problem with that.
There's a mouse in my house.
There's a mouse!
What's basically happened is...
It's kind of, for me, it's very interesting. I mean, he could be 2 weeks.
Because we don't want kitchen cabinets across this wall anymore. We want this to be just an open window and then kind of an island here. But what that means is the kitchen cabinets down this wall will go in front of the window, because a kitchen cabinet comes 60 from the wall. So 60 from there, kitchen cabinets are going to come out this far. So that means that we'll have a kitchen countertop going in front of the window.
We don't want that.
We don't want that.
We're going to need to call Eduardo, I think.
I think we've got to call Eduardo.
Okay, that's not ideal, but it's good to spot these things now before they get too much further with stuff, and certainly before the world's most expensive window gets ordered. Meanwhile, over here, we've got bricks going in, blocks going in. Look at that, our first windows. I mean, walls. Our first walls.
At the bare minimum, the kitchen counter's probably going to come to here.
Was that taking into account insulation and block work?
Yeah. So what we've got is on this window here. This is the window that we're standing next to right now.
Yeah, just so you guys have got your bearings. There you go. We're at that window.
And then this is the window here that was going to be countertop height. And the idea was to have the kitchen counter running around the build. This distance right here is very small, and that will have been because the countertop could run underneath the window, and we wanted the window to be as wide as possible, right? Like an orangery type window, wrap around this space. Now we've gone, okay, no, we're going to put the arch there. The width of the window has stayed the same, but that means, and if we have a countertop along this wall, which is what we want.
It is the only wall that a countertop can go against,
it will
isn't
mean
it?
that the countertop is coming out to here.
Yeah.
Right in front of the window.
Yeah, we can't have that.
When you make design changes in a build, stuff like that's going to happen. It's like when we looked at those arches and said they were too low. You got to say what you really think, because there's no point building a house and at the end of it having a kitchen counter that's sticking over a window that's just cost you 20 grand and going, oh, I wish we'd have said something back when we could. So now is definitely the time to say stuff like that. And like I say, I can see why the window's been created as an archway that wide, because that's in the original plans. We just need to think a little bit more clearly. So Eduardo's like, yeah, no, totally, I get it. Let me get on to Joachim, the big boss, and tell him that the newbies have got more changes.
Desculpa. Muito obrigada. These guys are the best.
I went down and I said, hey, Adam, this window over here, and Marcus was like, it's too big, isn't it?
Yeah. Muito grande. Sí. Sí.
It's too big. We've got to make it smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think everybody's looked at it and gone, it's too big.
Sí.
See, Marcus is actually saying we should not only make it smaller this way, but lower it, so that when the visuals are from the front of the house,
they're all the same
everything's
size.
pretty much the same. This guy's got a good eye.
Yeah.
Good.
Phew. Honestly, those guys are absolute legends. Everyone we're working with on this project has just been superstars. Like, they're all so accommodating and willing and so hardworking. And Marcus and Adal just stand out so much because they're always here. You know, that's the site foreman and the stonemason, and they've always got a smile on their face. They're always happy. They're never afraid of hard work. There's been a few things where we've been like, that's involved more work. You never get an eye roll. You never get anything other than just, yeah, you're right, let's do it properly. You know, they evidently take such pride in their work. They're also so sweet with the boys. And if you are a parent, you will know what I mean when I say that if somebody loves your children like you do, they will forever occupy a special place in your heart. Crusoe and Sawyer at the moment are playing Adal and Mark.
They are, yeah. It used to be Mario.
I'm Marcus now, and you're Adal, kind of thing. You know? They still play Mario if they're playing with diggers, but at the moment them's Marcus, and one of them is Adal.
Yeah, Crusoe chose to be Adal because he's the biggest.
He's the biggest guy. He said he's the strongest. I was like, well, I'm thinking probably Marcus might have a thing to say about that, Crusoe. Anyway, come and have a look at this, because you've got doors now.
We have got doors.
One big glass door here. And one here.
It's so exciting to see the walls go up, and so blooming quickly. That's an hour.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to go and get some more wood and finish off the table. I've got this piece of wood. It's pretty interesting because it's got a crack down the side here. As I picked it up, I looked at it and thought, no, we can't use that. But actually, I think it would be a really beautiful addition to the table. I've also decided we don't have all summer to wait for the wood to dry properly. So I've kind of capitulated to the idea that this table is going to shrink to a point where there are gaps between the planks of wood that are making the surface up. I can't stop that from happening. It doesn't matter how many screws I screw in across here. If the wood wants to shrink, it's just going to shrink. But that's okay, because I can make it work by either later on in the summer after the wood's dried, putting a small batten in the gaps there and then treating it again and sanding it, or by siliconing the gaps like you would do a parquet floor that's very, very old. You know, you'd router those gaps and silicone them. Anyway, I do quite like the colours of this table and how it's starting to shape up. What do you think?
Beautiful. I really like that.
Yeah, so what we're going to want to do is we're going to fix that crack so it doesn't fall to pieces. And I'm going to put some tiles here. Look at this great example. See how much water's just come out of that?
Water?
Yeah, that's liquid that's come out of the wood. There you go, look, more coming out. At least a centimetre more shrinkage on this wood before it's fully dry. So this way round.
Other way.
Okay, you like the colours?
Yeah.
I think the colours are great too. Okay.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What are you going to do now? Because you've got like enough space for 1.5 more planks.
The next plank I'll put in is here.
Okay.
And then we'll just have a thin one here. That's the plan.
Oh, okay.
You're not happy with that plan?
It's not much symmetry there, darling.
I mean,
Dear. It doesn't need symmetry if it's got balance, we just learned, didn't we?
well, that's what they said, isn't it? Baroque architecture.
It wasn't about symmetry, but it was about
symmetry.
balance.
It was always about balance. My plunge saw is literally asking me, every time I use it at the moment, when can we go back to cutting pine? It's knackered. It's had enough.
No, I'm done. I'm done. Do you know what is so funny is when we were thinking of getting Obi, and obviously he's a border collie, I was really, really worried because I thought border collies can be really neurotic and they can be very, very sensitive to change in their environment, to noise, to stuff going on around them. Anyway, turns out ours is totally unfazed by everything. It's lying underneath the table where the skill saw is making a complete racket, getting absolutely rained on by sawdust. Hardly even wakes up to acknowledge it's going on.
Here's another piece of wood. They all come out different sizes and different widths. This one's interesting. Got some interesting patterns on it.
I love these bits of bark because the bark was the bit of the tree that we could obviously see. My love.
What?
Please can we have that on the end?
What, this?
Yeah.
I could cut it. So, hang on, let's have a look. If I put it like that, and then we had it coming like up against this piece of wood, so that it goes like this.
Is it weird to have that barky bit at the end? It is, isn't it? I was more thinking like how pretty it would be. Like that? Yeah, and then just have this barky bit around the edge.
Do you know what'll happen? The boys will just pull it
It'll
off.
come off.
And eventually it will be a piece of wood that looks like that.
Yeah. Which is kind of cool. But then look how beautiful this line is. It goes round like this and then it comes out. And then this one goes in like that as well. So if there are 2 bits of bark missing, you've got now the edge of the table, instead of being straight, is curvy. And if you really hate it, you can just replace it with a straight one. Hold that thought, everybody. What would you do? Let us know in the comments. Keep the bark or ditch the bark. Anyway, meantime, these absolute legends of human beings have taken down the arch and they're going to resize it.
So this piece of wood might not go. So there's a couple of reasons. That if we're butting another piece of wood up against it, on this side we've got this problem here.
Okay.
So it's not going to be good for a middle of a table, is it?
No. Okay.
Even though that would look lovely along an edge,
Ah.
that end bit is like a cup of coffee. You know, it's like a cream cake, isn't it? Look at that.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
What about if we put this piece of wood at the end?
Okay. Yeah.
So we've got a nice, thick, strong piece of wood at the edge, and
Yeah.
then we put this piece of wood somewhere in the middle. Like that.
That's slightly better symmetry than just a little thin bit.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, better.
But that's not, of course, cut straight, is it? Bloody hell. If we're going to use it, I have to cut that again.
It is pretty because it's very like marbled, isn't it?
Yeah, but look, I mean, here we've got this piece here. That's a piece of bark. That's going to go.
Problems. Yeah. Okay. I think it needs to be a different piece of wood.
Shame.
Yeah, it is a shame because it's pretty.
That's going to be a beautiful shelf in the house.
Yeah.
So the last table I built, this one, I just put it together real quick. With this one, I'm really looking to make it as strong as possible. So as part of the legs, I've rested these strips that hold it together on top of the leg itself, and then the leg extends up here, and that slots into the tabletop right here, so there's no movement like that.
And that'll be why you need to make it super duper sturdy.
Yeah.
It's Tara from the future here, everybody. We've got something massive to celebrate. We're not going to tell you about that today. We'll be telling you about it in an upcoming episode. But we've been working on something pretty amazing. So we're having a party to celebrate. But while we're down here, I wanted to say a massive thank you to Jackery, who are the paid partners for this episode and who've actually made this whole thing possible by providing us with this very snazzy little box. This is the Explorer 1000. This is the lightest power bank in its range, and it's so easy to move around, which is why it's perfect to bring down for things like this. To be able to have music playing, to charge our phones after a long day of filming, and a little bit later to light up the party. This box weighs just 11 kilos. It will charge off the solar panels in 3 hours, but has a wall charging speed of 1.7 hours, which is so impressive and super handy when you've left things a bit last minute. With a power output of 1500 watts and a battery capacity of 1.07 kilowatt hours, you can guarantee that you're going to have everything you need should you decide to take it camping, if you just want to have it as backup in your home, or if you want to use it like we are to power a party. Or if you're just sat at the bottom of your garden and you haven't got a plug, this is going to solve all your problems. We honestly have had such a lovely evening this evening, and I'm so grateful to have been able to do that and to set it up in a way that just makes it feel really, really special, because there's, reasons to celebrate. I'll tell you more about that soon, but for now, if you'd like to check out the Jackery Explorer 1000 or any of the Jackery products, please use the link in our description below this video. And remember that just by clicking on that link, you massively help to support our channel, which means more than we could ever say. Thanks, guys. I'm going to get back to the party. There's something big coming down the road. What is it? Oh, more blocks. Look at that. Loads of blocks. Marcus is here now making these walls wider with the stone, ready for the new size window. He's already on it. Obi, what are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, there's his face coming through my legs. What are you doing, you silly dog?
Take a leap of faith. We got a love that's worth the wait. Darling, you've been on my mind. Gonna love you to the end of time.
What's happening?
Look, it's happening!
We got more stone coming.
Yeah, we have!
Whoop, whoop.
It's absolutely massive. And it's very early. This is a huge delivery of stone. This stuff looks absolutely beautiful. I can see those beautiful rust colored lines that I love so much. I can see that yellow tone already. And this is a big delivery because we need to get as much of the stonework done as quickly as possible so that we can get up to the roof level and get that roof on. Onwards and upwards, as they say. What's that truck got, Sawyer?
Go for our new house.
That's it, buddy. Well done.
My wife's not talking.
He's going to dump it in a second. It's going to be loud. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Here he comes. I'm not actually sure that the boys have been here for a stone delivery. I think they're always out because they usually come at around 10 o'clock in the morning, at which point they've been picked up and taken off to their little play. Ready?
Yeah.
It's going to be loud. Bom dia. Obrigada. Here we go. Here we go. Whoa.
It's one big truck.
Wowzers, boys. Look at all the dust. Right, the guys are cleaning upstairs, so we're going to get the boys well away from the site now. And that's an exciting way to start a day. Yesterday, as you would have seen, the guys started the brickwork at the front of the house. We're going to continue with that today. We also had our first delivery of insulation. John is also planning to finish that table today. He's just got to get a few more planks in, and then we need to decide how we're going to finish it. I really, really love that tan oak colour and all the stains on the wood, but we have an idea to maybe try and see if we can stain it with red wine, just as a little nod to the table that came before, made from the wine press. Let's see what Marcus makes of it all. There's some that are thicker and some that are thinner. Marcus and Adele waste absolutely no time diving into the piles to see what they've got to work with. Bon dia, Adele. So Marcus is currently working on a stone that looks a bit like a triangle. So interested to see where that goes. But Adele's fired up the generator. He's got his crane remote up and at him. And I think they'll start moving those stones pretty quickly. It has just occurred to me, I think Marcus is working on the very first stone for the big arches. There's the kind of offcuts from the arch there that he's possibly used to shape them out. And now all he's doing is softening the curve of that arch. I think that's exactly what it is. We released an episode a while ago where Marcus carved the smaller arch on the house out of a single piece of stone, and you guys absolutely loved it. I was blown away by the comments. All of you just singing their praises for the skill and the workmanship, and you're so right, you know, like we are just in awe of these guys every single day. Not only are they just epic company to have on site because they're so hardworking and they're so cheerful and they're just lovely people, but their skill and their expertise is incredible, and we're so grateful that this is the team that we have on site.
That is some really beautiful stone right there as well. Look at those colours and the striations that run through it. Very happy with that. So this is the framework from the wooden arch, the outside of what's been cut. So Marcus is just trying to line up that piece of wood with the stone so we know when we lift it up and drop it into place that it's actually going to fit. That was quick.
These guys behind me are putting up scaffolding to carry on with the block work. Marcus is just getting some more stones into that wall that sits alongside the window. We've got the window arch going back into place, all fixed and much smaller than it was yesterday. That looks much, much better. I always wonder what these guys must think every time I run on here with my camera to film something. Oh, that looks so much better. Now we can fit kitchen cabinets in, and it's just probably a lot less expensive window too. Our first wall of blocks is officially taller than me. It's going up really, really fast. You know, they kept saying to us in the beginning, as soon as we start doing block works, then rapido, it would go up, and it is. It's really quick, and that's just one guy on it. So imagine if they get a whole team, the house will be up in, I don't know, a week.
What's happening?
Good morning, everybody. There's a mouse in my house.
There's a mouse. There's a mouse.
Go get it, Sawyer. Go get it.
What's that? Oh my god.
Centipede.
It's a house centipede. Live on a farm, they say. It'll be fun. Okay, so we have had a mouse in our pantry and wondering how the heck it gets in there because it's literally getting into that top cupboard. And there's just no, we're like,
How are we
how?
gonna get it out of there? How? We can't use this one. There's also a spider. There's also a spider. This is very.
Anyway, it turns out it's living underneath the fridge and it's climbing up the wall and going along the rocks and up over the top and into the pantry. If you remember when John was building this kitchen, he was determined to block the whole thing off because we had such a problem with mice in our old kitchen. So this thing is like pneumatically sealed. What are we going to do?
We have to find a perfect stick to poke him.
Yeah.
Into the bottom.
Okay.
Then we try hide.
Yeah.
Then the mouse cannot find us, and we put some treats to hide, or into the chicken coop. Let's do it.
Good idea, Crusoe. That is a great idea. Let's do it. Okay. First thing we need. What?
Treats.
Don't look at me, darling. You're running the show. I'm
A
just
torch.
I'm standing on a chair.
We need a torch. It's a big mouse, and I'm not okay with that. It's a really big mouse.
Right, we need this piece of wood.
What are you doing? Okay. I don't know what you're doing.
We're putting it like that,
Right.
and then like that.
Why?
So when the mouse runs out,
Yeah.
it goes up against the wooden wall and runs out the door.
Oh, I see. But
So it's going to come like this,
okay.
and it's going to go, whoa, where can I get out? And then go, boosh, straight out the door.
I'll put that there to gap that up.
Where's the mouse, Crusoe?
And it's already. No, it's in already.
It's in Sawyer's welly boot. Are you sure?
We're
No.
not gonna let them anymore.
Oh man!
Who wants to get that mouse out Sawyer's belly boot?
Not me.
You?
You get it.
Okay. Let me. This is my welly.
Okay, Mum, you got it because it's my welly boot. Mum, take the bin out the way. That's the
I'm
first.
too scared. I'm too scared.
Why are you too scared? It's just a mouse.
What's your plan?
My plan
I'm supposed to be
is
cooking
to
bread.
lift the fridge.
Right, boys, out the
I
way.
hear it. Lift the fridge.
Let's see, boys. Is it coming? Where's that mouse?
I see spider webs.
Keep an eye out. What?
I just saw it crawling around in there.
Did you really?
What?
Yes.
Where?
Up the top here.
No, Crusoe, you're fipping.
No, I just saw it. It crawled in there. It did. I just saw it. It was massive.
What? Where?
Oh, I'm scared.
It crawled up here.
Then I'm gonna go on your shoulders.
I hope you're all enjoying the absolute chaos of this day.
Where did
Obi,
it go?
Under here. I think it went under here.
Crusoe, are you sure? Because I didn't see it. I think I'd have seen it out the corner of my eye. Obi, where's the mouse?
that was very convincing though, wasn't it?
Touch.
Touch exactly where it was, Crusoe. Daddy will lift you up. Touch exactly where it was.
Oh, I need the torch.
I'm not sure how reliable that is.
Hey!
What?
Go on!
It was very convincing. I think the torch needs a charge, my boy.
Mama, I saw it, Mom.
You You promise?
Yes, he did. He clawed. You scared him, guys. You made too much noise. So when the mouse starts from here all the way down there. You were making too much noise, and then the mouse run away from you. I want to jump in that hole.
Do you think it could be in a cupboard?
Oh yeah, that's it.
There it is!
Where? Let me hear the noise.
Shh!
Are you ready?
My name's Miles. Did you hear that? My name's Miles.
Dad, let me see.
What about pulling that door?
Okay, I must be in here somewhere. Come on, mouse. Mice poo.
No.
No.
It's gone now.
Obi has been barking a lot of nights. He starts barking in the lounge and he runs all the way down to the kitchen and barks. And I think what's been happening is he's barking at mice. I think he's barking at mice. This is such bad news, you guys. I can't even tell you how traumatized I was by our last house and how many mice we had in the kitchen. We caught 25 mice. 25, and there was still more. There was so much poo in all the cupboards. The smell was horrific. And it's just, once they get in, you cannot get them out. And I've had traps for this one in the pantry for weeks, and it's not falling for it.
No, the mouse did not come out of the house. I have the evidence here. It's not run out. So that's Newbies 0, mouse 1. Never mind. We will endure, and we will go back and visit that mouse again. You know, you build a kitchen, you think it's completely sealed, and a mouse finds a way to scupper best laid plans. Anyway, Adam behind me, working on the block wall that we put up yesterday. Marcus has just arrived, starts straight away cutting stone.
I think he's going to cut all of them for the arch in a, all down there before moving them all, so that he can make sure he's got that shape exactly right using the offcut from the wooden arch. So he's down there at the moment, and they're just doing such beautiful work here. It's so intricate, all these little rocks. And I love that they're really paying attention to making sure that it's not just big blocks of stone that are going in, that there's these little pieces and smaller pieces, and that's what's going to give this house the character that we're looking for and that we've been dreaming of since we decided to do this slightly bonkers project. They've also started putting insulation across the front of the, what would you call it? The concrete slab for the first floor. And then they are getting those bricks up. And I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of next week we've got bricks all the way to the top floor. Oh, I'm so excited to watch this go into place. Oh my gosh, I think it's for the kitchen window. Let's go and have a look. Wow, look at that.
Okay, so I've been heavily procrastinating over how to do this table because I'm really worried about the wood shrinking as it dries more and more. This is going to happen. I can't stop it. I've been to the shops this morning, got a whole bunch of stuff that I'm hoping will help mitigate that. Yum, yum, lucky you. Okay, Mum. Are they clear?
They are clear. Now I gotta go and take this and move a mouse poo. Honestly, the life. But Dad needs your help.
Try not to get the glue on your fingers because it's very, very sticky glue.
We need a hammer.
You do need a hammer, you're right. Okay, good. Next. I think we're good with that, boys. Okay, that's the table. Just needs a whole bunch of sanding, and then loads and loads of time filling and fixing and waiting until the wood fully dries.
Amazing, though.
Yeah.
Mom, that's ready. Mom, that's ready.
Is it really ready now, do you think?
Yes.
Are we having supper outside?
We can. My youngest son, Sawyer, walked up to me and said, Dad, 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 I've just been bitten by a mouse. And I said, okay, that sounds cool, Sawyer. What happened there? As you do as a dad of a kid that's just said that he's been bitten by a mouse. Anyway.
That looks like a...
So Sawyer, tell me what happened.
It bit me on here, and then it bit me. Well, it was biting me there, and then it's gone down a bit.
Obi. Honestly, have you ever had any doubts about whether or not this family was completely mental?
Dad,
fine, baby,
I've just been bitten by a mouse.
He comes
Okay, mate.
out, giving me his finger, and he's like, a mouse bit me. I'm like, yeah, right, Sawyer, sure. He's like, let me show you. Obi found it. I was like, yeah, sure thing, Sawyer.
Okay, I'm going back to Sweden.
Oh, gosh.
Honestly. Did you pick up that mouse?
Yes, you did. I did.
Why did you pick him up? What happened? How did you manage to catch him?
I was going super fast, like I was going.
Yeah. Sawyer, did Obi catch him first and then you held him, or did you catch him first?
Obi catch him first, and then me.
Okay, and then you just picked him up.
Yeah.
And what happened then?
Then bite.
He bit you on your finger.
Mama.
And what happened when he bit you? Did you drop him?
Yeah,
Is it?
I did.
And then what did you do?
I hope he didn't bite his toe.
Mm-hmm. And then what did you do after he
He
bit you?
didn't bite my toe.
Okay.
Because I have kibble.
And what happened when after he bit you, what did you do?
Mama, I know what I do. In here.
Is he in there now, Sawyer?
What about? Dad, you love our fairy garden?
I do. Where's the mouse now?
Oh, we could.
Okay.
Chicken.
Sawyer is officially the coolest 2-year-old.